start off here will be Ilios to begin the series. Well is always an interesting map. I kind of always wait high ground and then drops back in once more. Soon now going for the point. Oh, Johnny just ate that one. Soon. I think Soon was happy enough to catch Haxel inside that Graviton Surge, but it doesn't work out. Now Soon's going to pay for that one. Johnny with a sound barrier looking pretty darn chunky. And Finzy to the high ground to be desuited. Not what the Eternal were looking for.
Those are just, you'll think Slime will get his sound barrier, but Paris going to go aggressive.
Vancouver being forced off of the point there. Slime barely able to get a touch. It Bumper did, but he's straight down the well. Now Janu, defense matrix on all cylinders, trying to keep the rest of his team alive. So Min Su's going to have to do a heck of a lot of work on that right-hand side. But he was rebuffed, pushed away, almost knocked down the well. Hip off the edge, Slime sends him packing. And now they're going to try and collapse on the Soon by the looks of things in the backline. Paris hold the point, but it's not going to be enough. Janu has a self-destruct if he needs to go for it, but Paris have lost Ben Best as well. It's a disaster for the Eternal. And now the Titans can take control of the point. The Eternal have players here. They can stall, but they have to touch. Nico goes down. Finzy's going to have to give his life for overtime, but it's not enough.
It's like kind of a traditional fight with how long they go.
Nico picked up though. Johnny got in there. Bumper traded out here on the Transcendence coming up from Twilight, but Ben Best has seen better days. He tries to go for the Shadow. Doesn't really get what he was looking for though. Johnny was able to take him down. Finzy with a D-Mech. And now the Titans will be able to get back in and control the point, but they've lost a heck of a lot of percent.
Set him behind. They send Johnny to the point. You see how low he gets though. As soon as pretty charged up.
They needed that so
huge.
badly.
That's huge.
So Min Su's Graviton was the ticket for the Titans staying in this game, but now it looks like it's all but impossible. Bumper's knocked down, self-destruct in the back. Cruz just took that one. Maybe that wasn't the best idea. Maybe he couldn't get away, but Bumper's taken down by the fire strike. Ben Best is still healthy, and that's important. Soon, though, gets gunned down by Janu. No one really paying attention to Janu on the point right now, and he's able to do so much work. Somehow the Titans...
Big eat here.
Time to stand and deliver Paris.
There it is!
Oh, it's eaten! Finzy had to eat the Gravity gets it. Is there more? Yes!
They
Him
may
taking
do
down
it.
So Min Su. Nico was taken down after being knocked to the ground. It was Bumper's Earth Shadow that started that one up. Soon caught though in a massive enemies, and they're very angry. The Zaya not able to really make the impact despite Finzy with a huge eat. It's still not enough to get the Eternal out of trouble, and so they hand over map number 1 to the Vancouver Titans.
And in a map, Mitch, where it bumps and take him out. You know, if you watch only stage 3 and 4, you just remember Shadowburn from that weird boost. Maybe at the top of your screen a little bit wall ride. Get a boop off the side. There was another interrupted shatter there.
Bumper getting nothing and getting taken down by Ben Best there. But Solomon Su is still going to be there, charged up with damage to deal. The Transcendence is required, but Ben Best, oh, he might not be in position to shield this one. Somehow he is.
Little 360 action.
Yep, keeps his team alive, and Hip was in Transcendence, so he wasn't going to die to that. However, they still lost Nico after the fact, and the Eternal are still going to be forced back. Solomon Su remaining in full charge for the entirety of that fight. Nothing really that Shadowburn can do. Sponsors to a lot of these initiations from Vancouver. We'll see how it works. So here's the rally. It's going to be a sound barrier straight away from Paris to begin this fight. Bumper a little low, no surprise. Now the back away. Transcendence, surely, will be needed in this particular fight. And there it is. Twilight's going to bring that one out. It's actually sound barrier as well. So the Titans actually lay their support ultimates. It doesn't matter. Johnny with 2. That self-destruct, and Finzy's in trouble. Knocked prone, and Hip just has to drop down.
Just trying to bait this grab on the corner and then fly down. Use that defense matrix. He almost connects with it there. Self-destruct coming over the top here for Paris. Doesn't get anything.
Yeah, self-destruct, not getting what they were looking for now. Cruz is going to go down first in this fight. Ben Best tries to go for the play, mate. The Earth Shadow, but he gets taken down immediately. Shadowman, all the energy's gone, my friend, and now Finzy's going to have to stall the card as long as he possibly can. That 3-minute buffer has dwindled to about 40 seconds, so Paris can be happy with that. But it's only a consolation they're going to take around from that to these fights. We see it happen all the time. When some players just can't escape with the rest. Look at Cruz, he's in the back line so deep. Transcendence comes down, Janu eats it up, that's 2. Oh man, I think Shadowbird is 2 out of 3 grabs have been eaten so far from him on this map. Ben Best, Nico all run over the top of, and after losing the grab with the Transcendence being in play.
But that could be eaten. You have to have some kind of follow-up.
He's going for Johnny.
Perfect,
No,
yeah, there you go.
It's impossible to win a Graviton if a Diva's not alive to do it. However,
no kills off bits.
A little bit average, Cruz, a little bit low. He was very deep into the back line here. Very timely Transcendence from Hip. But now the Graviton Surge in response as the Transcendence times out means that, the Eternal don't have the first aid that they need to deal with that one. They get bopped. It's that sound barrier here. There's a lot of support odds, a lot of survivability on the side of the Titans right now. That is a self-destruct from Vinci over the top. No one affected by it. Twilight that was knocked a very large distance. Ben Best trying to crack back with an Earth Shadow, but Bumpers is just a bit better. He gets a 4-player knockdown, but Hip avoided it. He gets the Transcendence to keep his team up. Nico and Slime traded out here. The Eternal still with 5 players to work forward here, but Cruz gets picked off, and that'll end it right there.
That's the tough one, is he was just, they're gonna try and wait that out, potentially get like a sound.
Playing close on the corner, Nico charges him. They're trying to burst the side down quickly, but it's hard to do. She's very durable. Ben Best to charge forward here, another Earth Shatter out from Bumper, yields very little, but a Graviton Surge connects. Hip a little bit later on the Transcendence, couldn't quite get it when they wanted it. It was Twilight who brought his one in as well. Ben Best charged down, bursted through that healing. Cruz and Nico have to get out, and this is it for the Paris Eternal. They have one more chance, or they'll be staring down the barrel of an 0-2 half. And they have to get there awfully fast.
So we'll see if they're able to get a touch. As
Hip on the Tracer.
he already goes down low to like half health. He can't recall.
Ben
Don't
Best
even
won't
get a
get
touch. Vinci on the backside does.
Yeah, manages to get a touch. He will be desuited here, and that will give time for the rest of the Paris Eternal to arrive. And Ben Best was so low. Oh, Johnny Witt's another one. This guy. Caloric intake off the charts. And the Vancouver Titans just rub salt in the wounds. 0-2. Canadian squad. Sinatra is definitely in that conversation as well. This next map,
It scares the other team. They don't want to get collapsed on
See,
with
what else
Reinhardt on one side and the other. Now you have a big advantage here if you're Vancouver.
so many support ults for the Titans. They do lose Bumper, which is no surprise at this point, but they have the Transcendence to keep the rest of them durable into the later stages of the fight. Hip also responds with one of his own and a sound barrier now to propel the Titans forward. Ben Best caught, he was too far ahead of the rest of his backline, and the Titans, that was exactly what they were looking to do. So Minsu couldn't stay alive through Nico's onslaught there as he tried to bubble himself. So the Vancouver Titans now, with Bumper having just returned to the fray, are going to have another crack at it here, again committing to a fight where they're down on players.
You do get a tick here. You're going to get the second tick as well. Shatter comes out.
Oh!
Bumper don't connect with anything is Twilight. They've not dealt with him, just sitting all the way in the back, throwing the discords, landing some...
Shadowburn, again, yeah, he's going to get caught up in the Graviton Surge now. Does he think to go for it himself? No, he holds on to it, trusting his backline to keep him alive through it. And now they catch out Twilight all on his own, who gets himself a sound barrier and stays alive through it all. Jana getting rid of Finty here and now, turning against the Paris Eternal. Eternal might have a shot at this one. Bumper goes deep, not taken down. There goes Ben Best to follow up. It's the sound barrier now for the Vancouver Titans. Over the top, self-destruct. There needs to be something here. No, Ben Best is taken down. Then the Earth Shatter from Bumper to not Nico prone. Sound barrier even being used by the Paris Eternal. Everything they've got, they're committing to this fight, and they're still coming up short. We are in overtime here, but they've just got Nico left. Shadowbird here. There's no way he's going to be getting towards this point, and Fincy's finally removed. That'll do it. And the Vancouver Titans now stand at 3-0 in this series. The Eternal, they had to win that map. They pull up short. Come on, give the guy a break, Bart. We've got to see a little bit more of him. And you know, the question of how charged he is probably an important one. Ben Best got bubbled there very briefly. Oh, that's beautiful! It's just so good! Just a clutch Earth Shatter, just when it was needed.
Very difficult to do. Shadowburn uses the grab, gets a few players inside it, and all the kills are going to Vancouver.
Bumper's still able to shield away the self-destruct. Hip is standing there inside the Transcendence, but he still lost 2 teammates. So Minsushi's going to take a breather for a moment. He has a Graviton if he needs it. He just lets it rip straight at Finzy, by the way, who could quite easily have chosen to eat it if he was aware. He didn't. Still fairly ballsy play, I'll give him that. Cruz low, up on the high ground, creating his own high ground, as it were. Still over a minute to go. The Titans definitely want to finish without going into overtime. They're looking in very good shape to do just that. Ben Best is coming back in now on the Wrecking Ball. Oh man, he takes a heck of a lot of damage early on, even with that adaptive shield. Earth Shatter, Shadowburn knocked down. Bumper wants that Zarya, and he'll have it. Self-destruct on the payload here. Nico's shield breaks. The Titans are able to come back without giving this choke away. Shadowburn and Nico were knocked to the ground, so the Transcendence was definitely required by Hip. Repel uses his own one. Yeah. A lot just happened there. Big Earth Shadow though from Ben Best. That's the big story. Slime and Bumper are down. See, yeah, the Titans can't really interact too much here. The payload will get to that first. Oh, this is going to hurt. There it is. Okay. Not as bad as it could have been. And Bumper's going to be a little bit out of position, but still the Titans are able to turn this around. They were ready to pounce.
по готовности.
There's the grab. Nico sitting back behind. Look at Cruz in the distance as well. Immediate response with that Transcendence. And now the rally to be used by Nico. Sominsu's in the back line here. What's he trying to create? I'm not sure. Bumper again goes for an Earth Shadow that doesn't really come to fruition, but they're still able to deal with Ben Best. Johnny was up on the high ground, consistently getting that damage. Sominsu has been standing behind the Eternal the entire fight. Just putting damage on him, but Cruz, he's going for it. He's going to get there. So close, Transcendence.
Oh, come on, man.
Kill.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have grab, self-destruct, potentially shatter. There's the grab. It's big.
Shatter in there, though, didn't really find much at all. Ben Best not getting anything for his trouble. Good time with the Transcendence from him, but Repel gets his a little bit later, so now the Eternal don't have the level of healing that the Titans do. The Titans want to come forward here. Bumper's down to half. Ben Best is jumping at the bit to try and get at least onto the payload here. And then playing passively the Eternal. They're playing within their parameters. Here's that self-destruct. No, don't go for it. It's going to be the Graviton Surge at the very least, and they had the damage to throw in there. All they had plenty.
Vancouver's still in this, though. I mean, you have Hacksaw still alive, Repel in the back line, is Shadowburn's the only one there.
Oh my, Repel! What a fantastic final stanza. And there it is, the Vancouver Titans will end up going 4-0 in this series. The Eternal